I know the latest and I think last trailer for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny came out on Friday. And I did see it right when it dropped, basically. But, you know, stuff happens, couldn't react to it. But I really, really wanted to talk about it. Because if you've been around my channel enough, you know what I'm about to say. If you're new here, first, thanks for checking out my video. But I love Indiana Jones. It's probably my second or third favorite franchise ever, with Raiders of the Lost Ark being my second favorite movie of all time. So I am really, really, really excited to see this new film. And I think the trailer looks great. This movie just looks like it has everything I want from an Indiana Jones film. Now, I did think of some things as I was watching it, and that's why I wanted to do a longer video about it, or at least longer than normal. First off, the beginning, it kind of feels like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull at the beginning, with him going through books and through a campus, I'm guessing, and many fans I'm sure will be like, ugh, don't say that title. But you know what? I like Crystal Skull. I'm just gonna say it. I enjoyed it. Was it great? No. But I still had fun. And that was the first time I'd gotten to see Indiana Jones on the big screen. So, yeah, it's the memory for me. But you kind of get that feel a little bit at the beginning. And also with people saying he's too old. Indy is supposed to be the young, and we want the Indy we know from that original trilogy. It's not about the character. I mean, yes, it's about Indiana Jones, but the character gets older. We want to see his story, and I am perfectly good and perfectly happy to see it continue. And based on some things that I've heard, and Harrison himself saying, I'm happy to see his story end. Now, hopefully he doesn't die at the end of the movie. I don't want that, but I feel like, you know, yeah, you could have ended it with Crystal Skull. I mean, they kind of led you to believe they might, but it set up that we can do another one because Mutt didn't pick up the hat. Oh, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but it's been out for a couple of years. So anyway, it just feels right to do another one. And once you get past that the opening scenes, which are still good, we really start to get to dive into what this story is going to be. And that's one of the big things I like about this trailer. We get a little bit more of the story, and we have an idea of what the MacGuffin is, and we get to see it actually this time. We understand that there is some stuff to do with time. I don't necessarily know. I don't want to say time travel. I feel like that's going to be flashbacks only, but who knows? If it's time travel, if they do it right, I got no problem with it. Because, like I mentioned, I like Crystal Skull for the most part, and I've got no problems with it being aliens. What? As I've said many times. So, you are angry about aliens, but people's faces melting are perfectly fine. A person drinking from the cup of Christ and just disintegrating is okay. Whatever. But it does feel like... Anyway, sorry. My thoughts are a little bit scattered, but it does seem like we have a much clearer picture this time around. At least with this trailer, having more idea. We understand who... We might not know the person's name, but we understand how his goddaughter is related to him, and we get that, no, it's not Mutt's daughter. It's not a granddaughter, which is a nice thing, I think. It's not, as I said, this way they can still acknowledge that Crystal Skull happened, but you don't have to do the things people didn't like about it. My only question is, what about Marion? And I have a feeling that I know the answer to that. But anyway, with all that, once you get past the opening that Has a little, like I said, has a little bit of Crystal Skull feel to it. And you get past what everyone complains about with the CG, which, get over it. I know you want the practical effects. I'll take the practical effects too. I love that stuff in the originals. But we live in an age where you're going to use CG. So you just have to live with it as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't look terrible to me. But I just watched it again actually today, and I realized, I'm like, hey, I knew he was on a horse, but I also was like, oh, is this a thing action films are doing now? You got to get on a horse and ride through the subway or ride through the streets, or because I feel like that happens a lot. Or maybe I just think it does. I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is John Wick. I think it was chapter 3 he did that. But moving on, then it really, really, truly feels like an Indiana Jones adventure. The music, the costumes. I mean, the de-aging looks great. I mean, just seeing him like his young self again, that looks great as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, it just, that music comes up and you see all these stunts. Are some bigger than they need to be? Yeah, maybe falling out of a plane might be a little bigger than it should be, but you know what? You give them one or two. And I do like how they're referencing, I think, how they're referencing some things that fans have, I don't want to say misplaced or argued about, but the ideas of, okay, so Temple of Doom happens before Raiders, technically in the timeline. So why does he say he doesn't believe in that stuff? I like here how they kind of touch on, you know, I've had this happen, I've had this happen. Add that with one of the lines we heard in the first teaser trailer with him saying something about, you know, I can't remember the line exactly, but basically saying, sometimes you believe and it happens. Something like that. I'm nowhere near what he said. But, so I like that we're incorporating these things that fans have talked about for years. And, yeah, I mean, it just looks fantastic. And I love Indiana Jones. Like I said at the beginning, I am so excited to see this movie. This is my most anticipated movie of the year. I don't need to see any more. It's close enough that I don't need to see any more. Just give us the movie. And it looks like we're going to have a lot of action, a lot of adventure. We're going to have plenty of good humor. And I just remember the other thing that I'm like, makes it a really good indie movie in my opinion. Nazis. I don't know why, but when I think Indiana Jones, I think him going up against Nazis. Maybe it's because Raiders was Nazis, Last Crusade was Nazis, and for me those are two of my favorite films, two of my favorite indie films. And yeah, having him go up against Nazis again just feels right. And of course you've got Salah in there. It's good. It's nice to see him again. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be disappointed by this film, but you know, I could be. Maybe it totally blows. But anyway, those were my thoughts on the trailer. Maybe a little bit deeper than I originally planned on going. Maybe I repeated myself too much, but you know, like I said, I love Indiana Jones. I love thinking about it. Can't wait for the movie. But what were your thoughts about this trailer? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I am trying to get to 100 subscribers this year. So if you're not a member, why not go ahead and join, become a subscriber. If I reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year, maybe I'll do something. If I do, I don't know what it's going to be. I'll be perfectly honest. But what are your thoughts? Comment down below. Let me know, did this hype up your excitement for Indiana Jones? Did it lower it? How do you feel about Indiana Jones overall? And remember, enjoy what you love, read what you love, and let's all work for a better fandom. I'll see you next time.